Hi, this is producer Austin, also known as Big Sexy on the Baubak Podcast. I'm here giving you a quick rundown of episode 13 because we ran into a couple problems while filming. As you're listening to this podcast, you realize there's no video to accompany the audio this time around. We had a couple recording issues, but the audio is just fine, crystal clear. Baubak sounds better than ever. You also find out that Kyle's actually not there for the recording. We had a couple time pushbacks and Kyle couldn't end up making it. So what we did is that we took his queen picture, put it in the corner, put a couple candles around him, and put a camera on it. And there's a couple times during the podcast where Baubak references Queen Kyle, or he's seemingly talking to nobody. And that is most likely that picture of Kyle we had set up and we were cutting to with our camera. Even without video, we still want to publish this episode because there's something really cool that happens at the end. So please stay tuned. But for now, enjoy the episode. And here's Baubak.
All right. Welcome to episode number 13 of the Baubak Podcast. I am Baubak Bader, and my co-host, Kyle Scanlon, is no longer with us. He is no longer with us. My co-host, my queen, has passed away today. And we have a memorial for her right over there. And unfortunately, we don't know if she'll be back.
Good evening, this is Parzival Ecclestone with BBC News. We're sad to report this evening that this performance of the Baubak Podcast will be postponed, seeing as Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II has been found dead at her castle in Balmoral, Scotland. We are live outside of Balmoral Castle, where there are many bystanders mourning the death of Her Majesty. Thousands of people have gathered. Let's talk to one of them now. Sir, what are your thoughts on the Queen's passing?
Well, it's sad, really. Bird's been alive so long. Hate to see her go, But now Charles gets to take the throne for a spin, We'll see how it goes. I don't care, really.
Excellent, sir. Thank you for sharing. Oh, my word, ladies and gentlemen. It appears Prince Harry is outside the castle walls, seemingly asking a royal guard to let him inside the grounds. Your Highness, my condolences on your grandmother's death. Do you have any words for BBC News?
Hey, yo, bruv. I mean, it's really sad that the Queen is dead, and we cannot do anything about that. It's very, very hard, very, very tough. My wife's in London right now. She can't be here right now. She's wanting to go back to Disney World. It's just a travesty. I cannot be here anymore. I need to go to the pub. I need to go here, take this, sir.
Prince Harry, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. What is this? Prince Harry... Ladies, for those at home, Prince Harry's just handed me a recording, an audio recording. We believe these are the last words of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. We're going to play this recording for you now.
Subscribe to the Baubak Podcast.
Simply moving, folks. There you have it. Her Majesty's final words. Subscribe to the Baubak Podcast. I've been Parzival Ecclestone. Thank you, good night, and God save Baubak.
I'm not really sure what to say, but the Queen is dead. The Queen is dead. Kyle has quit the podcast, and we have 2 more cameras and 3 more light panels. I don't understand anything about podcast production. I just know that every 2 days, these 3 young gentlemen text me and say, hey, can we buy this? And I say yes because I'm drunk. And it sounds like a good idea. It's sad, but, Prince Chucky is up. It is his chance to lead the legacy in tyranny and take over, because the monarch is still alive, and that's what we need in 2022. We need monarchs of white people telling us what to do and how to act, and I'm glad Harry was able to make it back. Harry made it back to say goodbye to his grandma, which is sad after he denounced being a prince, and he was very upset. Him and his wife had to take their $400 million and take their talents to California to raise their children. And I hope they're okay. I hope they were able to fly private still, because that's very important if they weren't able to fly private. And it's sad because she lived a very short life of 97 years. And you hate to see it. You hate to see it. You hate to see it because, it's not like Princess Diana was murdered and only lived till she was 41, 42 years old and left 2 children behind. Meanwhile, while her brother-in-law was out trying to shoot people with Epstein. Anyway, welcome to the Baubak Podcast. And we are here with my lovely producers, Austin, and this is by order of who I dislike the most.
Oh, never mind.
Austin, and then the other 2 guys that I like a lot, Nick and Eamon are here. And
We're here to support you through
You're doing good,
this
sir.
trying
And
time.
the guys talked to me, and they said since Kyle can't be here and he's no longer with us, they wanted me to go strictly by their outline. And this is the outline that the 3 of them, they said they were working for the last 2 hours to get together. Hi, I'm Baubak. Hi, I'm an idiot. I keep buying more cameras, and he has no idea that we resell them. I am gay for Kyle, and I'm afraid to tell him. My humor equals butt, balls, and cock. That's life, baby. How about a word from our sponsor, guys?
Let's get it. Yeah.
Let's get into the Keith Fall Collection. Is it Keith? Kiff?
think it's
How do you
Kiff.
say
I
it?
think
Kid,
Kid.
yeah.
Kid?
As made famous by, of course, your friend, Jerry
However
Seinfeld.
the kids are saying it these days.
Over the Kiff, they're saying it.
So it's Kiff. And the legend, Jerry Seinfeld. People are upset. People are upset that Jerry got hip. The guy is an icon. He's 67 years old, had probably one of the greatest shows ever on television, and he looks great for his age. Probably because he's a billionaire, but either way, he looks great for his age. There's other billionaires that look terrible. I mean, we could put the governor of Illinois right next to Jerry and say, hey, how would he look at a Keith collection? Not good.
Jerry's always kind of been hip.
Yeah.
Like
he's pretty big.
Yeah, all the kids are into Seinfeld again. They put it on Netflix. It's
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's into the kids too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick,
Remember
you got him.
when he was 37 and dated a 17-year-old?
And I'm sure he talked to their parents. Okay?
He's
So listen,
generational.
for a guy that's around that age, if you talk to the parents and they're going to allow it, what do you think the Queen did? The Queen who's no longer with us. You don't think she was, a guy showed up in a horse and he was twice her age and he's like, let me take a run at her? And her dad, who was her dad from that movie, the guy who stuttered?
Oh, Colin Firth?
Yeah, Colin Firth. I think Colin Firth was her dad. Colin Firth was like, let me take a run at her, and, that's what happens. So, Jerry wasn't born in the 1920s, but, hey, the show was taken off. The 17-year-old was, very pretty, and I think it was legal in that state with parental consent, and you guys need to stop the rumors about one of the greatest joke writers that ever lived. Seinfeld has a lot of comparisons right now, ranging from Web3 startup founder, based on his outfit, to hip-hop mixtape DJ. Jerry Seinfeld Kith Collection looks like everyone who tried to sell me drugs in high school, tweeted Connor Wolf.
And now they're a sponsor of the Baubak Podcast.
And again, it might have been him. He was at high schools frequently.
Jerry did get an early start to writing jokes. He did start early. Models always get to wear stuff that makes them the lighting, everything. Why can't you guys make me look that good? Because these guys are able to wear whatever they want, and they still look good.
I can put a couple things in our Amazon cart and buy them if you want.
Oh, yeah, I bet you could. All you've been doing is putting stuff in fucking carts.
We need like 5 more lenses if we want to achieve this look.
Holy shit, dude. I don't even know what lenses I'm buying.
There's one coming tomorrow.
It's just like, hey, can we get this lens for $1,200? Everything's going to look better. I mean, this is worse than Apple. Apple comes out with an iPhone every 7 months and talks about a lens. You guys, every 8 days, have a new lens that we need to get. I'm looking through the wrong lens is what I'm doing. If you go to New York or if you're in Los Angeles, you can dress like this and it's normal. But I don't know. If you go to an Italian restaurant in Cincinnati and you dress like this, everyone's looking at you. Even in Chicago, like it's just, but people think you're the hip person in the know that's your style. But the fact that Jerry's just jumping into this, first of all, he probably got a huge shitload amount of money to do it.
Oh, absolutely.
Like huge amount of money. And, but the fact that he's just jumping into this, like, sure. And it worked because nobody will shut up about it.
And now they're sponsoring us. So that's huge.
And now
news.
Kiff is sponsoring us, which it's good for them because they need us. And that's me in the photo shoot. And we need to get that on Facebook.
Is that your new profile pic?
Yeah, that is. That's definitely going to be my new profile pic. You guys need to send me that.
Look at his hands. Jerry Seinfeld has the same shade of hands as your skin.
He does. He does. Actually, Jerry Seinfeld is my father.
I'm sorry for everything I said earlier.
No, he's not. My mom wasn't 17, by the way.
You really take after your old man.
She had just turned 18.
When she gave birth to you?
Yes.
Oh. Yay, that was our sponsor.
Yay.
Thanks to Kiff.
As our sponsor, thank you.
Thank you, Kiff.
Thank
we
you,
really
Kiff.
appreciate
We will be posting
you.
this on our Instagram story and our Facebook.
Yes, please.
Very good. And now it's on.
Oh.
Oh,
Wait 1 second.
I'm sorry. He's doing a lot without Kyle here.
I know, it's so much.
Is it time for...
It's time for the news with Baubak. Here's your host, Baubak.
Sorry, just thinking about...
No, you take all the time you need, man.
I'm just thinking about how tough it would be when you lose someone who's left you only $3 billion behind and had a short life of 98 years. And worked for led one of the greatest monarch tyrannies that's still around today. And raised beautiful, beautiful sons to do amazing things. To be honest, Jerry has a lot in common with one of the princes, Charles's brother. They both have the same taste. In Kiff. In Kiff.
Hey, let's lighten the mood a little. Let's forget about Kyle for a minute.
And let's bring it to our first news story here. Okay, TMZ is reporting here that a Vegas magic show has been derailed after someone stole one of the magician's capes and then masturbate with it backstage.
First of all, this is how you party. I mean, this is how you party. The man goes to a magic show, steals the magician's costume because the magician is probably an asshole, doesn't tell you how you do the tricks.
Was there video?
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
This is live footage from Baubak's apartment.
Okay, so he goes to the magic show. He steals the magician's cape, and then he sits on a couch and slaps his slinky
Yeah, in the green room.
in his green room. Yeah, this is amazing.
Not to mention, this is at the Laugh Factory Vegas.
No way.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Like this
No.
magic show is taking place at the Laugh
Yeah.
Factory?
Laugh
Oh my
Factory
God.
in
Oh my
Vegas.
God.
Inside the
Vader,
Tropicana.
you perform there.
I know.
You've sat on this green
have
room
been in
couch.
that green room.
Oh, did you see him? He
Oh,
he blew out a
dude.
vape cloud too.
What kind of
Before
security
he
do they
sat
have
down.
there? Oh, my God.
You tell us.
Not a lot. There's one maitre d'.
Wow, I can't believe they showed the video.
Man was caught on camera stealing a magician's costume in the dressing room. For his next trick, he decided... You gotta love this journalism. For his next trick, he decided to pleasure himself backstage while no one was around according to the cops. The man appears to walk right into the dressing room of the Laugh Factory Vegas inside the Tropicana. Wow.
So this is the, he swiped a pair of pants, a t-shirt, and a hat from the show's headline act, Murray the Magician. And this is him. So someone watched this magician and went, I need this guy's clothes.
I just wonder if he returned it, like after he was done with everything, and he just left it right back on the couch.
Do you know who this guy is?
No, I don't.
He's presumably a worker there. I just wasn't sure if you knew.
No, I don't. I don't know anyone there right now. After leaving the same version of Silver's costume, returned alone, sat on the dressing room couch, and appeared to masturbate under his clothes.
So this is, it's a few days later. So this guy stole the magician's clothes and left, and then
Oh my God! And he comes back for more.
he came back with the clothes, and then masturbated in the room alone.
It sounds like Murray has a magic cape, and it gets this guy really excited, so he just keeps coming back for more. So whatever Murray's doing, but wait, dude, this is what's wrong. The alleged masturbator is still on the. We can't even catch a guy who jerks off in a cape and it's on camera. Like, every criminal in America right now just gets let loose. God, this is so fucking funny.
So my favorite thing when you type in Laugh Factory Vegas on Google News right now, the first thing that comes up is man allegedly masturbates at Vegas magic show, steals magician's costume. And the next thing is comedian Jamie Kennedy performing at Laugh Factory. That just makes it seem like it was him. I love
It might have been. I'm going to ask him.
Yeah.
It looks like a mugshot of him.
Yeah, Jamie he's got great headshots, but
That's not one of them.
Jesus was the first person to play cricket, historians in the UK have claimed. I mean, did he play cricket, though? I know he walked on water. I know he cured leprosy, but, like, did he play cricket is what I want to know. And I basically defer to my Jesus Christ Christianity correspondent, Amen.
Jesus did not invent cricket.
He didn't invent it. He was the
first
play
person-
tester.
Oh, the play tester. So sorry.
Someone
John
pitched
the
it to him.
Baptist invented cricket. Jesus was the first person to play it. This is something the British love to do is they love to take shit from the Middle East and from other parts of Europe and say that's ours, and it's like they've done it with Jesus. It seems. Did you ever see Passion of the Christ?
No, I didn't.
There's a part in this reminds me of the part in that movie where
He picks up a basketball and shoots
yeah,
a
and
slam
he
dunk on the Romans.
dunks on the Virgin
Is
Mary.
that Passion of the Christ or He Got Game?
Here comes the boom.
Yeah. In Passion of the Christ, there's like a flashback scene where Jesus is like building a table, and it just shows like Jesus the movie implies that like Jesus invented the bar stool. It's swear to God, because he's like Mary walks out and he's like Jesus is just like building a high chair, and Mary's like, "What's this?" He's like, "I don't know. Some guy wanted it. It's gonna be all the rage someday."
What?
No, I'm not kidding.
He doesn't say it's going to be all the rage.
I thought
I'm
the Irish invented the bar
paraphrasing.
stool.
I'm
all the rage back in Jerusalem.
I thought the Irish invented the bar stool. And first of all, I agree with you. The UK has claimed what? Like, there wasn't even a UK when Jesus was around. It was we were just all the Middle East. And that's why I'm upset, because I'm Middle Eastern and I'm basically Jesus Christ.
You're the Jesus of podcasting.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, I like that it says 3 historians who run a podcast were discussing the origins of the game.
What authority do these guys have?
I mean, by putting that, it just crushes the validity. They run a podcast. I mean, it just crushes it.
This is crazy. The information was uncovered in a previously unseen gospel.
Now there's another book?
Yeah.
I mean, this is, in a nutshell, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
Great, Spider-Man. Fucking Spider-Man is deciding when Jesus played cricket. This is not an art. This is not journalism. This is exactly what is wrong with the internet and the world right now. We have podcasters. We have people claiming that they're comic book heroes and describing what happened thousands of years ago in religious. We're fucked. According to Holland, as a result of the information found in a previously unseen gospel, Jesus might have been the first person to wield a bat in a game. What's next? Field of Dreams was Jesus. I mean, Kevin Costner is going to say that he actually had a talk with Jesus. This is fictitious stuff. We don't even know what's real and what's not real anymore. And in the gospel, Jesus is described as playing something faintly similar to cricket. People throwing balls, and he's hit. Let me tell you what it is. It's people getting stoned, okay? It has nothing to do with the happy game of cricket. Are the nails part of it too? When he was nailed to the cross, was that hide and seek? Did Jesus invent hide and seek? And the catch is Jesus when he chases the ball and he can run into the sea. That did not happen. He does not catch the ball and run into the sea. This has discredited the entire UK.
He would take the boys to the seashore, and carrying the playing ball and the club, he would go over the waves of the sea as though he was playing on a frozen surface, hitting the playing ball. So the whole point of the Jesus walks on water story in the Bible is that it's a miraculous thing that he did for the first time to save this person. And now they're saying that when he was a kid, he would just walk out onto the lake so he could play cricket with his friends.
Start whacking them.
Yeah, now Jesus just becomes that kid that you want to pick on your team.
Yeah.
Because they know he can walk on water, he can play cricket,
If you're playing with Jesus and you apparently you're playing by the shore, if you crank one out in the ocean, you're like, oh, that's a home run. And all of a sudden Jesus walks out there and picks it up. I mean, that's bullshit. No one else can do that. I mean,
yeah, but what Jesus do you want though? Do you want the first Jesus or the Jesus who was risen?
Or the cool one.
cool Jesus?
Yeah.
Do I want baby Jesus, teenage Jesus, adult Jesus, dead Jesus, or after Jesus?
I want Jesus who takes the boys to the seashore and plays
Which Mary do you want?
Are we drafting a baseball league now?
Just drafting religious.
All right, we're fantasy Bible league, guys.
Yeah,
Who
well,
we
I
gonna
want
pick?
Joseph.
Fantasy
He's got a lot
Bible,
of
who
rage.
do you want?
We got to be careful calling it fantasy Bible, okay?
Oh yeah, that's the Protestant one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Eamon's got a lot to say.
Yeah, Eamon was so happy you called him his Christian correspondent or whatever.
He is my Christian correspondent, and he knows that the Irish invented the bar stool and not Jesus.
That's true.
Hey, breaking news. Well, now it says Queen Elizabeth has died, but when I scroll over here, it says breaking news, Charles is now king.
King Chucky.
That's so ominous, the way it says that.
I mean, Charles is... This guy has been waiting to be the king for years upon years. His son left the country, didn't want anything to do with it, and now Charles is... I hope Charles has still got it. I mean, that swag is probably gone. In the matter of 2 years, his dad died, now his mom died, and he's left holding the fucking bag. He's left holding the bag in his mid-70s, nearing 80, and he's the king. He had to go through so much money to get to where he is. So much privilege, so much money. I hope Charles is okay. I hope he is a successful king in this monarch.
This article is posted by the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, and I like the fact that it just says Charles is now king is funny to me, being posted from an Australian page.
Well, Australia is part of the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
So Charles is their king.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, so a bunch of countries that declared independence from the UK are part of the Commonwealth. So they're independent countries, but the British monarchy is still their monarch too.
Isn't it like the Virgin Islands too?
Yeah.
Like some of those countries?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico.
So the British-
Canada's part of the Commonwealth. Queen Elizabeth was the queen of Canada too.
So Charles is the king of a lot of people,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Let's go through the countries that Charles is the king of. Like, how many do we have?
Charles is also wildly unpopular too in the UK. They do not like him. They're not excited about him.
No, who would be excited
He's their
about
fucking
him?
Joe Biden now.
Dude,
Yeah,
look at
he is.
He's on the deathbed, dude.
Dude, well, no, he's not. Compared to Joe, he's a CrossFitter. But
56 independent countries. 32 of the world's 42 small states are Commonwealth members. 2.5 billion citizens live in Commonwealth countries.
Wow.
do they all give like $1 a month to Charles? Because that's a fucking huge multi-level marketing scheme. Look at this. I mean, you think they say that the kingdom is just the monarch and there's just a little palace and that's it. But this is the real shit right here. Charles is the greatest living dictator of all time. Because look at what he controls.
South Africa.
all these countries, the whole world. Charles is the king of the world. If I'm Charles behind closed doors, I'm ripping shots of bourbon saying, we did it, we did it.
Jamaica, Canada, Barbados.
Indirectly, he's the king of over 100 countries.
Even the United Kingdom.
Crazy.
Fiji.
Tony Robbins is going to be pissed.
He's the king of everywhere you want to go on vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been wanting to go to Tanguya. Rising U.S. chess star Hans Niemann offers to play naked to prove he's not a cheat. What does that mean, dude?
Of course that guy offers to play naked.
Like, what, are you shoving the knight up your ass so nobody sees it?
This looks like Billy Joel's son.
Is it?
He looks just like Billy Joel when he had hair. Anybody? No?
No, I see it.
All right, I'll unplug my mic. That's all right.
Kind of weird.
What I got from this story is that this guy apparently is said to be so fucking good that people think he's cheating at chess. So he's like, it was off a whim. He's like, I'll just play naked then. Like if you think I'm cheating, I'll play naked to show I don't have any wires. I don't have any help at all.
But how do you cheat? How do you cheat in that setting in chess?
I don't.
When
I'm
all
sure there's
those
a
eyes
way.
are on you. I mean, what would be the way to cheat outside of someone like the chess master himself, like behind closed doors, like one of those Russian power prodigies who's now 80,
Yeah, like
in your
someone
ear telling you what to do?
Exactly.
So getting naked does nothing, but maybe distracts your other opponent, so he is a cheat. Because his suggestion was, I'll get naked. And nobody wants to see that guy naked. Because it's just not a 19-year-old boy naked, but they're not checking, inside his ear, or, maybe he's got one of those lenses, or maybe Elon put one of those Neuralink things in his brain. So he is a cheating. He's a liar. You want me to strip fully naked? I'll do it. I don't care because I know what I am, and I'm a winner. I'm clean, and I'm willing to subject myself to whatever you want, Niemann said. You're clean. Like what? They're going to test him for steroids? There are no performance-enhancing drugs in chess, you fucking dummy. That's why you play chess. I'm clean, test me? What are we going to test you for? The Adderall prescription that you have? I fucking hate chess. I hate chess players, and what are they talking about? You're just going like this to a board. Okay, you're smart. You have no social skills, and what are you going to end up doing after you win all these awards? Nothing. You're going to be relegated to probably having a huge, beautiful condo across the way from Charles's place. And he's going to be looking at you with a telescope, and his brother's going to be slapping his slinky looking for everybody who Jerry used to talk to.
Go back up to that picture. He's getting shaken down coming to this interview.
I don't what are you? Are there pawns in his pocket? Like what are you looking for that this guy has that you have to pat him down? I just don't. I don't understand when sports get so serious. And this is not a fucking sport. It's a brain sport, definitely difficult. But when this gets so serious, where they start patting down people, like what are we going to do next? Are we going to pat down the kids at the spelling bee, the 11-year-old kids, to make sure they're not cheating?
Don't have extra words in their pocket.
Yeah.
They don't have a dictionary.
Like,
in their
first of all,
pocket they can pull out.
people are cheating, and it doesn't even matter because in 5 years, the rise of the machines, it's over. There's going to be humans that aren't humans, and they're going to be winning all these competitions because they have robot brains. I cheat on random games on chess.com. I was confronted. I confess, said Niemann, who said this happened when he was 12 and 16. What happened during that gap where you just thought, I'm going to stop cheating? I'm going through puberty, and I need to become a man. No more cheating for me. This is the single biggest mistake of my life, and I'm completely ashamed, and I'm telling the world because I don't want misrepresentations or rumors. I have never cheated in an over-the-board game, only overnight with my neighbor and my babysitter.
The dude was 12, right? It said 12? On chess.com. I mean,
When he said this is the single biggest mistake of my life, is he talking about cheating or talking about being a professional chess player.
I think it was his parents talking about having him.
There you go.
He was the biggest mistake of their life.
Yeah, he was the biggest mistake of their... And yet you're 12. It's chess.com. Turn the camera off and cheat. Like, what are you going to do? You're trying to win. Like, this is just...
Now, is chess.com for money? Does anyone know? Like, what?
No, I've never.
What's the purpose of cheating, and how do you cheat? Like,
You on chess.com, you can just like open up like the chess game on your computer on like on the Mac, and just like copy the moves your opponent's doing into another game, and then have the computer play against you, so that you can use the computer's moves into your
how the
game.
fuck do you know this?
Play a little chess.
What the fuck is wrong with you? He knows the exact steps to cheat.
We know who planted this article.
He says, "Oh shit."
I'm not going to let chess.com simply slander my reputation.
They know I'm not a cheater and that I give everything to my family. Okay, this is... I work so hard.
This is a targeted
And chess
attack.
is my entire life. I mean, that's your first problem, dude.
If I don't have chess, what do I have? Chinese checkers? It's not the same.
Like, what? I'm just gonna... I don't want to sit at home and play solitary alone. I don't know. All right, guys. So according to Reuters, dolphin attacks in captivity are up 124% in the last 6 months, causing a major uproar in the animal rights community. Multiple videos of dolphin attacks at amusement parks, zoos have sufficed online, which have sparked many ethical debates on why are we holding these dolphins hostage? Should we be capturing them and force performances in the aquatic life in the United States? Many activists are calling for the removal and reintroduction of captive dolphins across the country. We're going to play a video provided by our guest today before we bring our guest on.
You will only see on Local 10 a dolphin going on the attack at Miami's Aquarium, and it was all caught on camera. Let's get right to Local 10's Louis Aguirre in the newsroom with the exclusive. Louis.
Nicole, it happened during the Flipper show in front of an audience of families with young children. One of the dolphins, named Sundance, suddenly going rogue, breaking from his performance and getting violent with a trainer.
To the Aquarium, reference of person attacked by a dolphin.
An emergency at the Miami Aquarium Saturday when a dolphin turned aggressive on one of the trainers in the water.
The one trainer that was furthest away in the video either kept getting hit by the dolphin or pulled down by the dolphin.
Kentucky-based photographer Shannon Carpenter was there with his family and saw the frightening moment go down. He shot the video and shared it on TikTok.
The kids were cheering and thinking this was neat. You could tell the adults knew something was wrong.
The audience breathing a sigh of relief when the trainer is finally able to swim to the dock, visibly shaken but alive.
There was 3 trainers.
Like
the second one kneeled down beside the girl who appeared injured and was checking on her, making sure she was okay. Could tell that she was in some type of pain.
The trainer was taken away by ambulance to an area hospital. But this is just the latest in a string of incidents currently under the microscope by USDA investigators. Though this aquarium has recently been sold and is now operated by new owners, the Mexican-based Dolphin Company, many of the same trainers, vets, and staff are still employed there. Last June, the USDA releasing a scathing 17-page report citing numerous serious animal welfare violations at the Miami Aquarium, including feeding rotten fish to the animals, dolphins dying, and a crumbling tank where Lolita or Tokate, the orca, has lived for 52 years. The animal welfare group PETA responding in a statement, quote, "Time is up at Miami Aquarium, where long-suffering dolphins desperately need protection and workers are at risk. PETA urges this abusement park to end its exploitation of dolphins by getting them into sanctuaries as quickly as possible where they'd never be used in tawdry shows again and no one else will get hurt." Carpenter and his family, it's an experience they won't soon forget.
So we were just hoping that she was going to be okay.
Today on the show, we have a very special guest. We have Adam Shepard, who's an aquatic animal performance specialist, and he is our consultant today on the issue, and he's worked with dolphins for several years and is our expert.
Hi, Baubak. Thanks for having me on.
Adam, thank you for joining the show. I really appreciate it. This is troubling. I from afar as an adult, to be fair, PETA, to me, I only think about, when I think of PETA, I think about maybe having a sandwich I don't think about the animals and everything else. But after watching this video and seeing what's happening to dolphins across the country, is this a prevalent issue that you've seen?
Yeah, it's been pretty prevalent in many of the facilities we've seen across the United States. I mean, like the video kind of explained, there's a severe lack of funding for these facilities and that rescue and train these dolphins. And I think these attacks are, they're indirectly caused by the amusement parks and zoos that are minimizing the training and exercise that dolphins really need to keep them docile in these controlled environments. And if the dolphins aren't trained, massaged and fed well, then they can become hostile and lash out on unsuspecting victims.
And Adam, how long have you been working with dolphins for? Tell me a little bit about yourself and your background.
Well, I've been working with dolphins at a number of facilities for about 10 years now. I got my degree from the University of San Diego, a doctorate in veterinary medicine. Some of my main clients are like the Shed Aquarium and SeaWorld, National Aquarium in Baltimore, a Monterey Bay Aquarium in California. And these are all, really prestigious, very, very well, they've done a lot over the years to make sure that the animals are getting everything that they need, especially with all the controversy surrounding SeaWorld and things like that. We've really seen a turnaround in the last 10 years with the way that we, train and facilitate animals that, are used for performances.
So, Adam, are you a veterinarian then?
Yeah, I have my MD in veterinary medicine, yeah.
Oh, wow. And where did you go to school?
San Diego University.
Okay. And your specialty, though, instead of practicing as a vet, having your own practice, your specialty is dolphins?
Yeah, well, when I was a kid, I was infatuated with sea life. Growing up in the San Diego area, I had a lot of experience seeing the wildlife. My father, he was a dock worker in San Diego. So I spent, a lot of time out on the water, and that led me, to want to pursue a career in veterinary medicine because I see, kind of how the animals are being treated, and you can see like with issues with pollution, things like that. We see a lot of sick dolphins. I've seen lots of dead dolphins in my lifetime, and it really saddened me to my core, as a child. So it just pushed me to go pursue a career in this,
So are dolphins in danger at sea, and they're in danger in these facilities as well?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, at sea, just because of the pollution, I mean, we get people that we rescue a lot of dolphins. A lot of the places that I work with, most of the dolphins that are in training and performance are actually being rescued and rehabilitated before they're even, used for, the entertainment purposes that you would see at a zoo or an aquarium or whatever. So, lots of plastic that they're ingesting, and we do surgeries, and there's a whole lot of stuff that goes into the rehabilitation of aquatic sea life, and not just dolphins. I mean, whales and, other types of exotic fish and, things like that,
So when you rescue a dolphin, walk me through that process. What is it like? You're out at sea with your colleagues and you see that a dolphin is sick, and then you bring the dolphin to where? Is there a center in San Diego for dolphin rescue?
So we usually just get a call from someone that has, seen a dolphin, or they've taken one and they've kind of, brought it into wherever they are, and we will come and get the dolphin from them. They'll see one that's passed out or, something in the water. I don't necessarily go out and get the dolphins per se, but I do work one-on-one with them.
When I think of a dolphin, just from being a kid and stuff, and all the fictitious stuff you see in movies, I think of the dolphin as the one animal at sea that's the man's best friend. The dolphin that saves the kid who's drowning, the dolphin that saves the people from the sharks, the dolphin that is the most playful thing and the smartest one at sea. The dolphin is like the golden retriever. So when I see dolphins attacking humans, I'm kind of in shock.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, but like I said before, the reason that these dolphins are attacking is because they're not properly housed, and they're stuck in these facilities, these small tanks that are not clean. They don't get good food. They're not worked in the capacity that they need to be healthy. You know, that dolphins are very, very strong animals. You know, people don't realize like the physicality of a dolphin, and that you have to be training them if they're going to be held in these facilities constantly, because they have strength that, you know, I don't even think people really understand. And when you aren't training them and they aren't able to use their physicality like they would normally in a wildlife, you know, setting, then they become anxious. They get angry, honestly. I mean, they have their own kind of personalities. Like you said, they're just like a golden retriever or a man's best friend. I think of dolphins more of like the human beings of the sea. I mean, they have their own phonetic language that they use to speak to each other. It's really fascinating, like how similar dolphins are to people, but they just live in the water, you know. So
dolphins they're similar to people in the set. Do dolphins have do they get married?
Dolphins do. I don't know if we would necessarily be able to observe that, but they do have partners, and we do see that they like to be around, you know, members of the opposite sex, even members that are of the same sex as well. That's something that dolphins, you know, participate in.
So there's gay dolphins.
You could say they're gay dolphins, yes.
And would you say that their rights are an issue?
I would say, you know, the rights of any aquatic animal are an issue, because we affect their lives in such a great way with our, you know, output of our waste, that it's affecting them. They can't find food. They're not able to swim in clean waters. You know, there's a lot of hunting of dolphins by offshore companies, private companies that are looking to sell, and it's a really big issue, and there's not a lot of media attention towards it.
So, what's a day like, Adam, of training a dolphin? Walk me through the day. Walk me through a dolphin's daily needs. I know it's different from when you're at an aquatic center versus them as wild animals, but walk me through that.
Right. Are you asking like what I do, or
yeah?
What
Like what's a day like for?
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
you've trained dolphins. You're a vet by trade. So what's a day like training a dolphin?
So dolphins they're just very rambunctious creatures, and they get distracted very easily. You know, they have this physicality that allows them to, you know, swim at incredible speeds and do incredible feats, and we try to utilize that for our performances, and they love doing that. You know, we shouldn't think that they don't enjoy doing the performances. I mean, we reward them very well for it, and they enjoy it. It's the thing about them, you know, not having great conditions to live in that makes them so violent. But but when we're training them, you know, it's incredibly important for us to get them focused while they're training. So we like to eliminate any distraction possible for them to focus on their training, you know.
So what's a dolphin's needs? Like, how much do you need to feed it per day? Do you need to massage it? What do you need to do for the dolphin?
Yeah, they're super energetic, and when they're held at the facility and they're not able to use their physique to survive, we train them, and we have to keep them healthy, you know, and we have to satisfy literally any need they have that's necessary for them to perform to the best of their abilities. And, you know, they're fed a really healthy diet, high in protein, with fish, squid, jellyfish, octopus. You know, sometimes I'm looking out in the buckets and I'm jealous at the amazing seafood that they get to eat for free, you know, and I have to go spend $100 at a fancy place in in San Diego to
Yeah,
to
especially
have the
that San
same
Diego
meal
Whole
that a
Foods in
dolphin
Del Mar. It's a ripoff.
Yeah, exactly. But there are also other needs that dolphins have that keep them focused while trainings, including various like stimulations of at various parts of our training sessions. You know.
So when you say various simulations, what type of things you need to do during the training session?
Well, so you know they use their muscles a lot. So we have a special massage therapist that comes in to help with the dolphins with their focus while they train, and they get about 20 minutes of massaging in between each training session and before each performance. And the dolphins they respond very well when we target specific zones of them, including, their muscles and fins and their erogenous zones as well,
Do dolphins have penises?
Yeah, we only work with male dolphins.
Oh, so why not? Why don't you work with female dolphins?
We can't have, like I was saying, we can't have members of the opposite sex while we're training them because they get so distracted. So that's why when we have our massage sessions, we try to target the areas that will, keep them docile and allow them to focus better, during our training.
That's why I lift weights in an all-guys gym.
Right, exactly, yeah.
So when they massage the dolphin, do they massage the dolphin to climax?
Yeah, we will relieve we notice when the dolphins are becoming distracted and they are having urges during their trainings, especially with some of our female massage therapists that come in. So that's part of the process. It's pretty standard. It's something that we do often. Once before every show, between our training sessions with each one of them, they will target their erogenous zones.
So a dolphin can tell if it's a female massage therapist or a male massage therapist?
Yeah, definitely.
And so a dolphin, which, is still an animal, is attracted to a female human more than a male human?
Well, I know that they can tell the difference between the two. I mean, obviously we have our male massage therapists perform these tasks as well. And they seem not to care as much, but they definitely do. Some specific dolphins are more interested in female massage therapists than male. And we try to pair them off and schedule in the people who work best with each specific dolphin that we have.
So right? some dolphins are less gay than others.
Yes. Well, I mean, I would say some dolphins aren't, and some are, and we try to, try to suit them the best that we can,
Well, one would argue, for example, I stayed at a place in Cancun. It was like 5 or 6 years ago, called the Hyatt Ziva, and they had 2 dolphins there, and truly was probably smaller than an Olympic-sized pool, and you were able to swim with the dolphins. Was one of the all-inclusive amenities, and every day I'd walk by there, it was actually kind of sad. I felt bad for the dolphins because it seemed like such a small, enclosed place. And you've been talking about how you want to raise awareness, and we should raise awareness for these facilities that are, not really rescuing the dolphins from the wild, but in a sense abusing them for profit. But wouldn't we be better off just not having any of these facilities, like the ones in San Diego, the ones in Florida? Like, shouldn't we just allow the wild animals to be what they are and live in the wild? And of course, maybe have only rescue facilities, but we've relegated these dolphins to, hundreds of families watching them jump up and down with these trainers, and it's like it's a horse show. So should we do something else for them?
Well, I've heard this argument, many times, and honestly think it's bullshit because the dolphins that we are training with are ones that we've saved. They're ones that would not necessarily would not have a life outside of the facilities that we house them in. They would be dead. They'd be eaten. They would be left to waste away. So whenever somebody brings up that point, I'm kind of like, are you kidding me? Now this isn't the case with all of these other facilities that you see these people getting attacked at, but like some of these Hyatt places like you're talking about. But I just don't understand the criticism there with the facilities that I work at.
So not all guns are bad. We just need better gun laws.
I don't know if it's the same, but maybe.
Well, what we're saying is these facilities, the good ones, have saved the dolphins. The bad ones are abusing the dolphins, and we should have better regulation for these facilities.
Well, I think that, in the free market, you're allowed to do whatever you want. But, I have certain standards and ethics that I follow, which align very well with the ideology that PETA puts out there. But I don't understand why people are so angry about this,
But isn't PETA angry about it? Isn't PETA, don't they run on a platform where they want to get rid of these facilities and they want a free willy?
I mean they don't want these facilities to exist. That's their prerogative. But I personally agree with a lot of the things that they say about the treatment of the animals. But I think that since we are doing these dolphins a service, that and we also reintroduce the dolphins later. We allow them to go back. We rotate them out after, a 5-year period.
And and don't you guys, because I think I saw this on a couple of documentaries, don't you have something that is able to track the dolphin to see how they live in the wild on their own?
Yeah, we implant them with a chip, and we're able to see their locations and track their movements and their movements across the ocean. And we use that data to. We use it in a lot of ways. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can wild dolphins save people? Like if I was drowning in the ocean, there are a bunch of dolphins around me. Is it like the movies? Can dolphins save me?
From what I have seen, that hasn't been the case normally, because over time they've seen human beings as a threat because of the atrocious acts that are committed against them.
Yeah. So you I had a friend who worked at PETA, and he said that this massage therapy and things, and he was a very closed-minded individual, is no longer volunteering at PETA, but he said that this might just be an excuse for massage therapists to continue to keep jacking off dolphins.
I don't understand what you mean.
Well, because he was saying that the people who massage the dolphins, he said that this is just an excuse. Some of these trainers are wrong, and it's just an excuse for them to keep touching dolphins.
No, your friend would be wrong. This is a practice that's been going, that goes way back to the 1960s. It's not, there's no, I don't believe that any of our therapists have any sort of sexual gratification while doing this. And if they did, that might be an issue, but at the end of the day, it's for the dolphins,
I agree. And Deshaun Watson's therapist would probably agree to the same thing.
I don't know who that is, so.
So if we want to make a difference, if we want dolphins to be treated better, if there's what to our listeners and people out there, what can we do, Adam? Because you've dedicated your life, you're a veterinarian, you grew up on the docks, you're from San Diego, And if anyone knows about this life, it's you. What can we do to raise awareness, to have a healthier environment, and to participate? Us just living in the Midwest and people around, is there a charity that we can go to? Is there something that we can do to make things better for the life of dolphins and the life of sea life?
Well, I feel like I've explained, kind of how what we do and what we think is right in these practices. And, I think if people were listening to the interview, they would understand, what the right thing is. Mine takes us to SeaWorld. Support the large corporations who are doing the right thing.
So what are some of the large corporations doing the right thing? Just for context, I'm sorry, because we don't know, and we want our people out there who are listening to know.
Well, like the main clients I work with, the Shed, SeaWorld, National Aquarium, Monterey Bay Aquarium.
So SeaWorld and the Shed Aquarium, Monterey Bay, and support those people because those are the tier 1 places that treat animals right.
Yes, absolutely.
Great. Adam, I really appreciate your time. This has been an amazing conversation, and you've enlightened us all. Thank you so much.
All righty.
Take care.
Thank you, Baubak. Appreciate it.
All right, he's off the line.
Dude, first of all, are we still rolling?
Yes.
Okay, well, you might want to delete this part. This guy is not a veterinarian. First, he was a PhD, then he was an MD. I have never heard of a fucking veterinarian that's an MD. And every time I'd ask him for a detailed question, you don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to understand that we are interviewing on the Baubak Podcast some of the craziest individuals. We don't check any credentials because guess what? We don't give a fuck. And the saddest part is we may have better sense of journalism than most of the journalistic places out there. The Washington Post, the New York Times, the Chicago Sun-Times, CNN, Fox News, BBC, and guess what? The Queen is dead.
I don't know how I'm supposed to get more guests if you that dude was mad. Like, I talked to him 2 days ago. Like, he did not sound like that.
What'd you think, Nick, of my of the way I was asking him questions?
I think that you were doing a good job. I mean, he knows it's a comedy podcast, right?
I knew that going in, but when I watched back, I got to see what the point was where his tone shifted. And I was like, oh no.
Well, and this is the thing that I like. Shed Aquarium and some places like that actually do like rehabilitation and stuff like that. But then he has to like include SeaWorld in that lineup, which is so famously bad for the animals.
I know.
When he was talking to me about it, he was mentioning how SeaWorld, it gets a bad rap and it's had a couple stray marks, but it actually...
He seemed like a big-time capitalist, too. I wanted to ask if he was there January 6th. Were you the guy in the dolphin hat on January 6th, Adam? We would like to know, were you the guy in the dolphin hat on January 6th? Adam, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 13 with my friends and now my new co-host, Eamon and Nick. And also our production assistant, Austin. The queen, my queen, is no longer with us, Kyle Scanlon. We wish now King Charles the best of luck, and we hope he is much better than the other few King Charleses that preceded him. Thank you.
Subscribe to the Baubak Podcast.